All right, it's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm smoking some ribs today. My wife's making some meatballs with barbecue sauce and grape jelly. I've never heard of that before. We're gonna see how that turns out. Um, I bought these ribs at Costco's. They come 3 in a pack. They're already trimmed up nice and neat. I'm just gonna kind of skim them up, get some of this, a little bit of this fat off. All right, make sure you have a sharp knife. I use my leather sheet just to fine tune it. I'm going to take off some of this right here. So you get your butter knife, you get it underneath the rib, well, in between the rib and your membrane, and just kind of loosen it up. And then you get an edge started, grab you some paper towels because it makes it so much easier. And just start pulling it off. There you go. Trim some of this stuff off. Okay, you can see I have 3 rubs here. Well, 2 rubs and my salt, pepper, and garlic mixture. It's 60% black pepper, ground black pepper, 30% kosher salt, and 10% granulated garlic. And that's my mixture. So first of all, we're going to put some mustard as a binder on it. Make sure you get that rubbed in pretty good on the sides. All around and on the sides. Then you're going to start off with your pepper mixture. So your main seasoning, you use Creole seasoning, you use Tony Chachere's. I like this because I know I don't have too much salt in here. And it's just the right amount for us. So I pat that down. Use any kind of rubs that are sweet, but I like using in 3 stages. So I got a sweet barbecue rub I'm gonna go ahead and put on. Make sure you get it covered real good. Get your sides. All right, pat that down real good. I use a cherry rub. It's got a nice color to it and a really nice flavor with it. Cherry goes good with a lot. Very generous. Get the side real good. Pat that down real good. All right, I'm gonna turn it over. Get your mustard on the front side. This is the side that's gonna look good, so you wanna make sure this side is really, really nice. You already got the sides done, so you don't have to worry about that. Just worry about your top. All right. Garlic, salt and pepper right here. Get that down. I want to go back with my sweet barbecue rub first. That pat it down. Cherry rub. Pat that down. All right. Now what I'm going to do is put it back in the refrigerator. Let all of that seasoning melt into my ribs for about 2 hours, and then I'll pull it out and put it on the grill, and I'll show you. Make sure you have enough pellets in your smoker, and I always push mine to the front because it sucks it in from right here first, because you got about a 4.5 hour to maybe a 5 hour cook on the way I do my ribs, and they come out perfect every time. All right, so first thing you want to do, make sure your grill is clean. Your grates are clean. I'll go ahead and spray Pam on mine for certain cooks. On other cooks, I'll use vegetable oil with a rag, but for ribs, Pam's fine. All right, my grill's almost at 250 degrees, and I'm going to put it on meat side up. I just want to explain to you what I'm going to do a little bit is we're going to put it on for 2 hours. We're going to check it. We're going to touch the ribs at 2 hours. If the rub is coming off a little bit, cook it a little bit longer. Last time I had to go 2.5 hours. So that's what we do on the first stage. That's all you need to know right now. It's that simple. I'm going to put it on. We're fixing to head to church. I want to give thanks to our Father and just give him all the glory, man. I was diagnosed with stage 4 renal cell cancer in May of 2019. And today I'm healed. So he gets all the glory, man. I want to go, just celebrate with other Christians and just give him thanks, man. You see, guys, how that rub is all rendered and melted into the meat? It's going to be good. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it on my smoker. It's a little meatier on this side. My grill gets a little hotter on this side. So I'm going to put that part on this side. Smaller piece on this side. You got like a 10 degrees difference on this side of the smoker than you do on this side. So, you got to know your pellet smoker, which side's hot, which side's not. So, going to church, y'all. I hope y'all are too. All right, it's 2 hours. We're just getting back from church. Let's take a look at it. This is the first time I look at it. So again, don't open it for the first 2 hours. You don't need to see what it looks like. It's going to be fine. So we look at it, and I want to feel it. I still have a little bit of rub that's coming off, and I have good meat separation starting. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back. I'm going to check it in 15 minutes because I think it's that close. I don't have much on my hands at all. We're going to go ahead and make the sauce now that I'm going to put on the ribs when we wrap it. So I have apple cider vinegar, about a half a cup. Any kind of sweet barbecue sauce will work. Put about a half a cup of that. All right. And we're going to put some Steen's cane syrup. Right there. Can't believe it's not butter. There we go. We'll mix all that up. So I have some brown sugar. Probably a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And let that all caramelize in there also. Now this thing needs to taste good, so you taste it. I still have a little bit of sting from that vinegar, so I'm going to add a little bit more cane syrup to knock that out. All right, get that stirred up. Okay, give it another little taste. Let me do it with this. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I can taste the sweetness over the vinegar. That's what I'm looking for. And it's going to be wonderful on top of the ribs. So I'll show you how we're going to wrap them in just a second. My ribs to fit in, and I want to double it up. All right. So what I do now is I take some of my sweet barbecue sauce and I put it on the bottom, and I put a nice layer of it. So I'm gonna lay my ribs down, meat side down on this, and I'm gonna pour my mixture on the top. 15 minutes and they're perfect. You look right here. I mean, I get nothing on my hands. So that rub is all caramelized into the meat. I don't have to worry about it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna put it back side, well, meat side, on the aluminum foil. Let me get this off. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some rub, more sweet barbecue rub. Anyone will work on the back side of my meat. All right, and I'm gonna take this sauce. Now look, this sauce tastes really good. I could drink it just like this. Make sure it tastes good, because this is what your meat's gonna taste like. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour it on the back side of my ribs. All right, that's done. Then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these up really tight. You can see I'm tight with them, right? All right, I'm gonna put this up, make this, and I'm gonna start making like a tent. I want to make sure I capture all that steam and I leave it in the aluminum foil. So I got it folded up that way. So I got it all folded this way. I'm just going to, I guess, like you'd wrap a present. And in fact, I'm going to roll it one more time and put it this way. Here, flat. Roll it once and roll it over. Now, you can see, very tightly wrapped. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with it when I put it back on the grill, because I need to put a probe in it, and I want to cook it till it is 203 degrees. So, which will be about an hour and a half, I'm thinking. But it is going pretty quick. Instead of the 15 minutes it took me last time, it's a 2 hour and 15 minutes instead of 2 hour and 30. This time. So meat are different. You can't just go by temperature, how long it's going to take and stuff. You need to look at it and feel it, put your hands on it, and you can tell where you are when you need to wrap and when you don't wrap. So stick with me. All right, so I'm going to put it back on my smoker. I've got a spot right here for my temp probe. Put that on there. Again, I'm meat down this time. So I'm putting it on the grill, wrapped with all the seasoning that I have on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and feel where my bone is. I feel my two bones right there. And I'm gonna put my probe right in there, right in between the two. And I want to get it to about 203 degrees before I even open it up and look at it. And the ribs will probably be separated. The bones are starting to come apart. It's going to be perfect. It's an easy recipe to follow. At 201 degrees, I have a thermal pin. I'm gonna go ahead and just double check my thermometer that it's not hitting a piece of the meat that is throwing off my temperature. So I'm gonna go in here. Yeah, I'm at 197. All right, so it's at 203 degrees. I want to open it up, take a look at it before I bring it into the kitchen. I want to make sure it's done, because all we want to do now after that would be glaze it. Oh yeah, got great bone separation. So wash off my hands here. Take your probe and just probe into the meat. If it feels like butter, oh, it's perfect. I think I just put a hole in the bottom of my thing now. I hear it dripping. So it's good, it's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and pull. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. I'm going to turn it over very carefully because I don't want it to fall apart. And then we're going to take the barbecue sauce and pat it onto the top of it. Get them good and sticky. All right. Now I'm going to go put them back on the grill. All right, so we're going to get them back on now. They're so juicy. I went ahead and brought the aluminum foil with me, but I get them on underneath there. And close this up. Put that out the way. And let me get this off. I don't get my pit all nasty. So we're going to let it go for 30 minutes now and let that sauce on top of there glaze up. And it'll be all good to go. Right. So it's been 30 minutes. We're going to take a look at it. See if it's ready. Oh, they're ready. They look really good. I'll show you a close-up when we get inside. All right. So this is what they look like. Great separation from the bone. It's going to fall off the bone. So I have 2 hours and 15 minutes for the first part. Then we put it back in for an hour and 30 minutes it took to get it to 203 degrees. And then I put it back on after we glazed it for 30 minutes. Not bad. Didn't take that long, and they look great. Go ahead and cut it up. You can see the smoke ring right there. That looks good. It's all done, ready to go. There we go. They look great. All right, so I let it rest for 30 minutes before I cut it. Go ahead and get me 3 of these, put on my plate, and go sit down and enjoy it. Thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe and share it.